No, it was a real gun, man. It was just a
If they
revolver.
shot you in the eye with a revolver, you wouldn't be talking to me right now.
How do you know?
It was most likely you'd be dead. You're telling me they shot you with a revolver in your eye?
Yes.
Is it a BB gun?
What happens when the very system designed to protect you not only fails, but becomes part of the reason you suffer more? What happens when you're not just ignored, but accused, humiliated, and left to die by the people sworn to serve and protect? This is not just a hypothetical scenario.
And you've been shot in the eye?
Yes. That's it.
This is the real and horrifying story of Ryan Waller, a young man who survived a brutal attack only to endure something arguably worse.
Man.
A complete failure of justice, medical care, and human empathy.
Did you graduate?
Yeah. I just want to go home.
Oh, you're not going to go home, no.
Ryan's case is one of the most disturbing, heartbreaking, and outrageous cases of police negligence in recent history. It's not just about a crime, it's about what happened after. The mistreatment, the disbelief, the delay, and ultimately, the irreversible consequences. This is the story of how a young man survived being shot in the face, only to be interrogated while barely clinging to life.
Do you have a GED?
I don't know.
You don't know what?
I don't know. I don't know. I just want to go home.
Oh, you're not going to go home.
And how the system may have cost him the chance to survive and recover. Let's break down the chilling timeline from the moment Ryan and his girlfriend were attacked to the agonizing police response and the lasting damage that turned a tragedy into a permanent scar on his family's life. It was December 23, 2006, just 2 days before Christmas. 18-year-old Ryan Waller and his girlfriend Heather Kwan, 21, were enjoying a quiet night together at Ryan's home in Phoenix, Arizona. But that ordinary night took a horrifying turn when someone knocked on the front door. Innocently, Ryan went to open it, unaware that danger was waiting on the other side. The attackers were Richie Carver, a former roommate of Ryan's with a violent past, and Richie's father, Larry Carver. Without hesitation, the moment Ryan opened the door, Richie raised a gun and shot Ryan twice, once in the head and once directly through the eye. As Ryan collapsed, the Carvers pushed their way in and shot Heather at close range, killing her instantly. They didn't check, they didn't care. They simply turned around and left the house, leaving behind a horrific crime scene. But against all odds, Ryan was still alive. Severely wounded and slipping in and out of consciousness, Ryan lay near his deceased girlfriend, unable to move or call for help. After Heather's family called for a welfare check, that Phoenix police arrived at the home. What they saw was shocking. A young woman clearly dead on the couch and a dazed, injured Ryan who was alive but incoherent. But instead of assuming Ryan had survived a traumatic shooting, the police immediately jumped to the worst possible conclusion. They suspected Ryan of killing Heather. Even though he had a visible head wound, slurred speech, and blood running down his face, police treated Ryan not as a victim, but as a murderer.
She's your roommate, right? She stays in the next room next to you.
No.
No? Who is she then?
His daughter.
Whose daughter?
Richie's dad's daughter.
Is Ashley?
Mm-hmm.
Richie's dad's daughter. Richie's dad's daughter is Ashley.
Mm-hmm. Man, I swear, I don't know. I just want to go home and go to sleep, man. I don't know.
Okay. She came home at 9:30 and you answered the door. And you were look like that at 9:30.
They didn't call for an ambulance. They didn't secure immediate medical care. Instead, they handcuffed him, read him his rights, and took him to the station for questioning.
Okay. Yeah, be right back.
What followed is one of the most shameful police interrogations ever recorded. Ryan was taken to the station, placed in a small sterile interrogation room, and chained to the desk. Surveillance footage captured what many now consider one of the clearest examples of law enforcement neglect. Ryan was visibly deteriorating. He couldn't hold his head up. He was confused, in pain, and barely able to string sentences together. Despite this, a detective entered the room and began treating him as if he were a fully aware, calculating suspect.
That will happen sooner or later.
Alright, do I get to go home?
I don't know. You should go to the doctor's where you should go.
Me?
Yeah.
Why? That?
Yeah.
Is it bad?
Do you know why you're here? The detective asked.
You know why you're down here, Ryan? You have no idea why you're down here? Okay.
I don't know, Ryan murmured, struggling to stay awake.
So I'm going to read you something to make sure you understand your rights, okay? Basically, I'm going to read you. You've seen cops before, right?
I just want to go to sleep. What followed was nearly an hour of questioning. Ryan was grilled about his schooling, his relationship with Heather, and the events of the night. His answers were disjointed and at times nonsensical. He couldn't recall basic facts like Heather's full name or even the grade he had last completed in school. At one point, he said he didn't remember what happened.
Do you know what happened in your house last night?
Why, what happened?
I don't know what happened. You're all beat up, right? So tell me what happened.
I don't know. I just want to go to sleep, man.
Then he claimed Heather shot herself. Then he said Richie and his dad came in and shot them.
These people came over. Richie and his dad. With shoot and arrow, bow and darts. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
They hit me and her with those. That's it.
His shifting accounts caused by a traumatic brain injury only made police more suspicious. The detective scoffed at his story, calling it impossible. "You're telling me they shot you in the eye with a revolver?" the officer sneered.
Okay. They shot you with a revolver in your eye.
Yes. And that's
Is it a BB gun?
No, it was a real gun, man. It was just a
If they
revolver.
shot you in the eye with a revolver, you wouldn't be talking to me right now.
How do you know?
It was most likely you'd be dead.
That's what I thought too, man. I really don't know.
You'd be dead if that were true, but it was true. Ryan had been shot through the eye and was still alive. His confusion wasn't a lie. It was a symptom of brain trauma. When medical professionals finally arrived at the scene, they were immediately struck by Ryan's condition.
Yes.
I got the fire department coming to take a look at it. They're going to probably take you to the hospital.
You taking me to the hospital?
Yeah, we're going to take you to the hospital.
Why?
Well, if you've seen your face and the way you're doing things, it doesn't make sense right now, okay? We're just going to make sure you're okay.
One of the paramedics reportedly said, "He's acting like he has a head injury," while another glanced at Ryan's bloodied and swollen face and murmured, "It looks like it went right through." There was a moment of stunned silence as the reality began to sink in.
I don't know how he did it exactly. I might have been shot. I don't know. I really don't know.
Are you waiting on this to do more
I don't know.
It looks like it went right through, huh?
Yeah, it might have. I don't know.
This wasn't a minor wound or a misunderstanding. Ryan was in critical condition, and he had been left this way for far too long. They didn't waste another second. Ryan was rushed to the hospital with sirens blaring, every minute now a matter of life and death. When doctors finally got a full look at the damage, they were horrified. Ryan had been shot directly through his left eye. The bullet had entered his skull and lodged deep inside his brain. The trauma was catastrophic, but what made things even worse was the time he had been left untreated. Hours had passed while police interrogated him instead of getting him urgent medical help. By the time he reached the operating room, a dangerous infection had already set in. The bullet's presence in his skull had triggered severe swelling, and the infection had started spreading rapidly through his brain tissue. In a desperate effort to save his life, surgeons were forced to remove a portion of his brain and completely take out his left eye. It wasn't just a life-saving operation, it was a mutilation that could have been avoided. Later, Ryan's father was told the most heartbreaking news a parent could hear.
4 in the morning, the phone rings, and it's St. Joseph's Hospital telling me he's in critical condition with a bullet in his brain. So I get to the hospital, and
If Ryan had been given medical attention immediately, right when officers found him lying on the floor, bleeding and confused, he might have kept his eye. He might not have needed brain surgery. A long road of pain. Ryan survived, but his life was changed forever. He spent over a month in the hospital, underwent multiple surgeries, and was discharged with a traumatic brain injury. He suffered from frequent seizures, loss of memory, and extreme cognitive decline. His family did everything they could. For 10 years, they cared for him, loved him, and kept him going. But in 2016, one of his seizures turned fatal. He passed away due to complications from the very bullet wound that should have been treated the day he was found. Ryan Waller's story is more than just a crime case. It's a haunting reminder of what happens when justice turns into negligence. He survived something almost no one else would have, a gunshot to the face. But what he couldn't survive was the delay, the disbelief, the denial of basic care. He should have been remembered as a miracle. Instead, he's remembered as a symbol of a broken system. Heather Kwan was murdered in cold blood. Ryan was left to suffer beside her. Their lives mattered. Their pain mattered. But to some, it was just another case, another assumption. Ryan's story needs to be told again and again, until law enforcement, medical responders, and the public understand just how crucial every second is when someone needs help. Because if the system can fail someone shot in the eye, it can fail anyone. Let this be a wake-up call. Ryan deserved better, and so does every innocent life.